Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe I fell asleep yesterday when I just waited for something to happen, and I'm not sure how many cycles actually passed. I don't think actually many cycles have passed. Everyone is alive, we're all good. Anyways, in the previous episode we have finalized the farm here. It is pretty darn hot in here still. That is something we might have to fix sooner than later. Especially considering it's also hot outside and technically we can still get a little bit of heat transfer in here. However, today I wanted to think about a proper automation setup for this. What we would like to achieve is always have the hatch farm resupplied with 8 hatches. They're constantly going to produce a little bit of coal in the background since we are not actively using it for power at the moment. One stone hatch farm is more than adequate. In the future, however, I believe we're gonna be coming from here, and it will be something like this together with another hatch farm on the left side. So we also want to leave ourselves enough space to actually have the ability to expand. So I figured maybe we could use the bottom part here for an evolution/kill chamber, not only for the hatches but all the other farms as well. That might actually be an interesting concept to go for. An incubator is only going to take up 2 by 3 tiles, and we might want to leave some space for automation and an auto sweeper. And then if we do this right, maybe even 2 incubators are going to be enough just for the stone hatchlings. We're going to test things out. To spice things up a little bit, we're going to go with mesh tiles. And then even if we just used 2 for the stone hatchlings, we can then add more of these if we wanted to. Can we add one more? Actually, we could. And then we still have the space for a barrier, and technically we could continue the transit tube here. I don't know, that's probably a bad idea. What if we expanded it instead to this point? And then right here we have the space for a ladder all the way down to a transit tube access point. You know what? We could have like 4 chambers for each level. We then either have an auto sweeper here or on the top. I kind of like it more on the top. And I'm just thinking, what if we start to stack up a couple of ranches? Then we could just go ahead and use the same route for each of the eggs, which need to drop right here. So let's say this conveyor loader is for any materials I would like to store. And then we could have a secondary conveyor loader right there. We then move 1 or 2 over and go all the way down to this point where we are using a conveyor chute. No, actually we should use it there. So we have the space at the bottom as well. But essentially all the eggs are going to drop in here. And if we have assigned these types of eggs to the chambers, then the auto sweeper is going to put them in there. However, if it is an egg type that needs to go a little bit further down, we could either use a filter, which I don't have access to yet, or we just use another one of these and use the auto sweeper to continue the rodeo. So we basically do the same thing once again, a chute there, conveyor loader here, continue, and that means we can have quite a few incubation layers. Maybe this entire thing is going to be enough since, as I said, I don't want to focus on ranches this playthrough. But with that out of the way, we can revert back to the ladder being right there and also the edge being right here. Yeah, looking at this, the location of this transit tube might change a couple of times because I don't know the final design yet and how many farms I'm gonna stack or have next to it. This tube here is most definitely gonna remain, so I can go into both farms from the center if I have another ranch here on the left side. In this case, I think I'm just gonna use this transit tube access point right now and make sure they can actually enter. Okay, that sounds like a plan. Let's actually freaking do it. By the way, I one time almost lost Camille because stone hatchlings, holy cow, they can actually take a punch. The idea with this is we are incubating a bunch of hatchlings actively using power and also dupes. All the excess eggs are gonna continue down the line until there are no incubation chambers anymore, and then there will be going into a kill chamber. So technically we're gonna need another conveyor loader there, and said kill chamber could for instance be right here. Yeah, let's do something like this. We use some conveyor rails to get into this bit with a conveyor chute, and then we just need to fill up this little tile with water. This means as soon as they have incubated and hatched, they will basically just drown and be converted into meat. To make this work, we're gonna have another auto sweeper here that is then capable of picking up the raw meat. And it would then probably be brought into another conveyor loader before we finally get out of there. And for now, I'm just gonna represent this right here. So imagine this is going to be our future storage area. Obviously, it's not going to be right there, but I don't know where this is going to go yet. In that case, with the conveyor loader here, I only want to sort out specific materials, namely coal, and we'll have to see what else might be a possibility. Everyone is helping again. That is good to see. I might have to get rid of this tile actually first. Yeah, we want to fill this up with water, so mesh tile goes as well. And we set up a bottle emptier right there. As a matter of fact, this rail is probably going to go to our future kitchen, right? Directly being delivered to the electric grill or something. Another something we can prepare is how we actually want to incubate them. They need to be hugged by the rancher dupe just for a brief moment, and the rest of the day the incubation chamber doesn't need to be turned on. So the best thing you can do is a cycle sensor, and that is exactly what you suggested to me. Let's see, one here, there, and there. So it is somewhat symmetrical, not quite because of the cabling. But essentially we want to turn on each of these incubators at a different time of day, because we need to hug them once a day. And if we just do it for a short amount of time and have a high priority, the rancher should be taking care of this task. And hopefully we get the benefits of replenishing our hatchlings very easy and efficiently, while at the same time getting a new food source in the joint, supplementary to what we have already. Quick, something else I have to change is I have to reroute this pipe. Since we're not actively using the liquid right now, it is freezing over. So I would like to see these packets move over to this line instead. Yeah, that's gonna be much better. And since then everything is in an insulated tile, it cannot really freeze over anymore. Okay, things are slowly coming together. I decided to replace everything with copper because the decor values were crap anyways. And I also figured we have a little bit of a problem going on here. Yeah, 92 degrees. This is just way too hot. I decided we need another aqua tuner system. Fortunately enough, I have enough steel, so this is actually possible. Another aqua tuner design right here. We can then also use that in combination with the minor volcano. So in the end, we're still gonna be coming down with the transit tube right here, possibly land here at the bottom. Here we're gonna have our steam room and aqua tuner set up to cool down all of these guys, and then maybe a portion of the minor volcano. Is this gonna be possible? Let's certainly hope so. There's gonna be my steam turbine, and then we have the thermo aqua tuner right there with enough space for a sensor. Thermo sensor goes right there. Some automation wire goes right there. And then we can go with the usual piping for the aqua tuner. We want to go into the aqua tuner. Either we come out here, go up, or we bypass and bridge over. So that needs to go right there. And as of this point, we can continue into the loop. First course of action is going to be to cool down the steam turbine. That's what I'm going to do here with 3 iron radiant pipes. Then for now, I think I'm just gonna go all the way down here, and then we have a bunch of radiant pipes just going straight up. I might change around the pipes a couple of times here as well, so I'm just gonna be a little bit deliberate in how I do this. We're only gonna cool down this portion, should be enough for the rest of the room as well. And then eventually we need to come down again in order to line up with this guy. So we go back in here. However, since I might remove these pipes, I want to make sure we never have to go back into the aqua tuner room. So everything we built right here should remain the same. Let's do that and that. This way, hopefully I can ensure I'm not gonna have to get back into that room. We still have to establish the liquid lock, and then we might have to pump out the room. Though what I could do is just fill it up instead. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rebuild everything I had in there, and then we're just gonna fill up the room so that there is gonna be a vacuum once we remove everything. Also right here, we need a little bottle emptier. The kill chamber here is done. A little bit of liquid is gonna do. I just did 1 bottle or so. Let's make sure they actually build that conveyor chute quickly, and then we should be able to close this off, and it's just a water tile. Now we have 4 idle dupes. That usually mean, yeah, of course. I totally forgot I need to hook this up again, and then I need to prevent them from getting back in here, because it is just getting hotter the more dupes we have in here. So I'm now actually gonna cut this up. Don't want any dupes to come back in here, and we also cut the power this way. Hopefully there's not gonna be any more heat accumulation. There, the kill chamber is prepared. That means we can set up the last auto sweeper, and if we do this right, we should be able to reach this part. Ah, that is unfortunate. Looks like I would have to build it 1 more up here. Could we move everything 1 down? It will bother me though. Yeah, the color pattern is then gonna throw me off. I just noticed I should put the auto sweepers up like this instead of like this, because then they're gonna be in the wall in their default stage. Do I really have to? I feel like I have to. I guess for now we're gonna sacrifice one incubator in order to be able to set up the auto sweeper here. It kind of fits like a Tetris piece. And then all we need is this conveyor loader back here. Auto sweeper, you're gonna go right there. Actually, that still doesn't work. Oh my gosh, this is devastating. So the only place it really works is here. Okay, that does suck a little bit. I'm probably gonna find a better solution in the future, but for now, that's just how it's gonna go. So if I put it right there, then this is actually gonna work. It's gonna pick up from here and there. Yeah, I feel we're gonna get back to this and optimize it at some point. I already made sure we also start to prepare hooking everything up, and we need to do this in at least 2 stages. So there's going to be a transformer for the upper portion. Actually, maybe we can get everything else into one circuit. It's probably at least worth trying, so I'm going to hook all of these machines up, and then we can measure the potential load. Oh, I just noticed we have reached cycle 700, not too shabby. But something that makes me even happier is the wallpaper mod is working again, so we can finalize some of the builds. Currently we are dependent on 32 grams of water, so I'm not too happy about that. I already hooked up the aqua tuner. It's gonna go to a future transformer here. So let's just maybe go ahead and set this up as well. Now, what else do we need? We need to cool this down. That should be good. We need some fluid for the aqua tuner. This can be normal water or polluted water. By the way, I figured out why it is so incredibly hot in here. We had igneous rock in the storage bin that was like 200 degrees. So that makes me think we should come up with a more permanent storage system that is going to allow us to equalize the temperatures. I mean, 200 degrees is just too much. Anyways, everything is hooked up to power, and my thinking is we should also set up a critter sensor here in order to check whether or not we have enough critters. Because if we are already at the maximum critters, then we don't really need to activate the incubation chambers. So let's have a look at the automation here. We want to install a critter sensor there, and then we basically want the cycle condition to be true, but also the critter condition. So we're gonna need a couple of AND gates, one for each of the sensors. Actually, it might be easier this way, just rotating them around. Cycle sensor goes to the first input. The critter sensor goes to all of the other inputs. Oh, I need to be careful there. Maybe it's not gonna be the most beautiful sight, but we can just move over like here. Do that, and then from the outputs of the gates, we want to go to the incubation chamber. That also means we need to get rid of the old cabling here. Don't need that anymore, but need to go there and there. Okay, so now the incubation chambers are only gonna be active as long as we actually do need more critters. Otherwise, the eggs are just gonna go directly into the kill chambers. I think I might go ahead and borrow some of this polluted water. Yeah, let's do that. We're just gonna use some granite pipes to actually accomplish this, bring this all the way over here, and then use a bridge in order to input it into the loop. In the future, we'll have to find a solution for the steam turbine. Right now, I'm just gonna hook it up to the main power grid, but not sure how we're gonna deal with this yet. Then I think everything here for the aqua tuner has been built. We even have the chute here for our steam turbine. It's just coming down. We also have plenty of water in here. 135 kilograms might even be a little bit too much. So let's just go and... Oh, no. Let's not do that mistake. We need to pick up that sandstone tile. Otherwise, it's just gonna drop over. Also, we can finally do our transit tube. Let me just move over here. And, well, I guess we're just gonna come down here. This is not gonna be the final place. I just need somewhere for it to go. And then, let me see. Yeah, we cannot hook it up to this part. That is gonna suck. So I'm also gonna hook it up to our current main cable. But that is definitely something we're gonna switch up. Okay, nice. We can close this off. And I'm also gonna close that. Well, just a little bit. But we're gonna be cooling down the steam turbine. And if possible, I would like to prevent too much of the chill go to waste. Wait a second, this is too high up. We cannot even build this, can we? Yeah, right now as it is, we cannot build it, but maybe that is to the better. We can just set it up right there and save us a little bit of hassle. Okay, some settings. So this conveyor loader, I basically want to take everything except critter eggs. And it's gonna have a priority of 1, not allow manual use. This is also priority 1, and this is gonna be only critter eggs, but all of them. Then we're gonna be coming down here. Here we also want all critter eggs and we want priority 1. And then we're gonna have a really high priority for the incubation chambers. So this one here is gonna be stone hatchling, priority 9, incubate. And we're gonna do a second one with priority 9. Looks like to build a lot of these, I might have to disassemble a couple of tiles and get in there. Yeah, you know, actually looking at this, we could just move everything one tile down. What's it gonna do? I don't think it's gonna bother me as much as having to disassemble everything just to make enough space for the auto sweeper. As for the cycle sensors here on the left side, I'm gonna deactivate them. And then for these two guys, for the stone hatchlings, we need to pick a time our rancher is actually working. Our rancher is working in the morning, for instance, so we should be able to take the beginning of day. So activation time is going to be 0 and it's going to be active for about 15%. And we're going to copy this setting over to here. Our rancher should be able to hawk both of the incubators in this time. Especially since we have them at priority 9 and the rancher also has ranching as highest priority. And then once we get different types of ranches, we can also set up different types of incubation chambers, or if we cannot keep up, which I doubt, but maybe if we cannot keep up, we'll make more stone hatchling incubators. The critter sensor should only count the critters and send a signal if we are below 8 critters, which we currently are. And if that is the case, it's going to send a green signal. And then we only need a green signal from our cycle sensor, which is going to be at the beginning of days. Maybe we can observe that the next day. All we have to make sure is that this is actually hooked up. And it has a potential load of 1800 watts at the moment. Actually, it's going to be a little bit more here, but still below the 2K. Though this guy here is almost incubated, actually. Yeah, maybe we should remove that egg. Do we have another one? I don't think so. These are the two only eggs we have. I cooked the stone hatchlings that were already in my farm. Okay, are we ready for the cooling loop? Maybe we should set it up. I don't want it too chilly in here. We also don't have a liquid reservoir yet in the loop, which means it's going to be 14 degrees below to what we set it. I would say if we are above 35, then I want to cool it down. Or maybe let's go to 30, that should be fine. And of course I already have the polluted water ready that I would like to introduce here. Do we need those cables? I don't think so. But we do need those guys here. I already sped them up. But I think we can still introduce the system without any issues. And yeah, the water actually comes at 28 degrees. So it's already gonna bypass. So now we are starting to cool everything down. This should actually already have a major effect. Yeah, look at that. Okay, now let's see. Now there's a little gap that I would like to fix. It's just gonna queue up here until it finds a way to get in there. And that is the good thing about a bridge filling up a loop, because you don't overfill it. You fill it up just the perfect amount, and now it is flowing and smooth. So what I'm gonna do is just remove this bridge, and then if we need some more, we can add some more. I'm thinking that we're probably gonna expand this loop very soon, or at least adjust it. But for now, we just need for it to take a little bit of effect and give us a nice, cozy and cool farm. Now that the liquid has heated up a little bit, maybe it's time to speed up this part here. I want them to build the power transformer and get this aqua tuner running. Oh no, are you serious? I totally missed how the eggs got lullabied. Oh well, I always get distracted, but it seems to have worked. At least the egg on the right is lullabied. The left egg is now actually hatched and replaced with a new one. And now the aqua tuner is doing its thing, cooling this down. Also, the steam turbine should benefit from that cooling, even though it's just in the air. And then I guess we just need to build these cables, and we are done with that part. And I can just replicate everything downstairs. Of course, the kill chamber also has moved slightly, but it's still the same principle, except that we can now have more incubation chambers if we want to. This here at the bottom is gonna be everything but critter eggs. We don't want the critter eggs, obviously. But now we're just gonna collect everything, and right now it's just being brought here. But as mentioned, in the future, this is gonna be our storage area. Polluted water is already cool again, and the incubation chamber is just turned on. Let's see if we have an errand. Bird is actually coming, and there we go, hugging the egg. Hugging that egg, and let's see how much time we have left. Okay, that just took half the time here. That means I can possibly add 2 more incubation chambers to this cycle, and then the next 15% we're gonna use for the next level or so. Oh, we'll have to see. But anyways, I think with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up. This seems pretty automated, except we killed all the hatchlings and now we have to redo them. But since we are now using the incubation chambers, it is gonna go much quicker. Also, temperatures are now coming down here. This is good to know. Are you serious? I have this little piece of cable left up there. Oh, jeez. Okay. You know what? Screw everything. We're just gonna get in there and fix it. But yeah, with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.